Hello, everybody. Welcome in. This is Chicken Three Tenders, and oh, what the hell? What is happening?
No.
No.
Comment
Down Jeffrey sexy if you thought that was hot.
This is kind of a weird video for me. I usually don't post things that are kind of inappropriate, but you know what? I'm just gonna say fuck it and see what happens. So here we go. So I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I'm gonna talk about my first time jerking my chicken. No,
Not an actual animal chicken.
that would be
kind of on.
my chicken jockey, my strap, my pelvis, my women. I probably shouldn't say that. My penis. Yes, my penis. YouTube, I am over 18. I can talk about stuff like this. Please don't ban me. Thank you. When I first started gooning, I never really had access to porn. Porn was never like a thing I had access to. My mom was always on my phone. She would know if I would search up explicit websites. She could literally track and find like what I was watching. She knows how to check history even though I deleted it. And that Wi-Fi bill shit, like she can just see all my stuff, bro. I was cooked. So I purely had to use my imagination when it came to gooning. Now, when I first started gooning, which I think I was like 5th, 6th grade, I was like 12, 13 when I first started gooning. Well, like, how old were you when you were in 5th grade? 10, 11? I think 10 and 11 is when I first started gooning. 12 and 13 is when I started to perfect the form. And then 14, 15 and up, I was pretty much a grand masturbator. But I want to talk about the story of how I gooned in the beginning. I wasn't your average, stroking it up and down, up and down. I never did that method. I do now. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that still. Like I pretty much how you would imagine a dude to jerk, that's what I do. That's just what I'm into now. That's what I do. That's my thing. When I was younger, I didn't understand that. How I found out about such activities was actually very odd. One day I woke up. It was a nice, beautiful morning. This was my first ever house. Like I lived in 3 houses, 2 houses, 1 apartment. My first house was a 2-story. Moved into this house that I'm in right now. Later, then moved out of here, moved into my apartment. Now I moved back here. But during my first ever house, I lived there until I was like 5th grade, so 10 or 11 years old. One day I woke up in my bed. I usually lay stomach flat, so I'm like sleeping like this on my stomach. Oh, that fucking hurt. My penis was rubbing against the bed. And so, because of such actions, I just woke up and I felt an itch. An itch like near my thigh, actually. It wasn't even like on my dick or balls, it was just on my thigh. I probably shouldn't say dick or balls. I should be more scientific. Penis and, well, actually, balls. Testicles. I didn't like scratch. I was way too lazy. I was way too comfy. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna
Rub along the side,
and get it.
The feeling out.
And then out of nowhere, I felt a sense of
Pleasure.
It was such an odd feeling. Like, I had an itch on my thigh, too lazy to scratch it with my hand, so I just decided
To rub my body on the bed.
and I felt the erotic sense of feeling that you would get after a regular jerk session. Now, I found this to be quite interesting because this was the day when I discovered, oh my god, gooning. I was actually doing this before, So yeah, I was pretty much doing that shit point blank. And it was so odd. And ever since that day, I thought that's how you did it. I never watched porn. I never watched any of those things until I was like 16 years old. Until I was like 16, that's when I started to like watch these explicit websites. But it wasn't until that I never watched any of that stuff. I always had to use my imagination. Like, I would just imagine a scenario of like me with some women, of some girl, and I would just rub one out. But I wouldn't rub one out in your traditional, you know, up and down method. I would just rub my pelvis on my bed. Now, I mean, it got the job done. I mean, I felt the pleasure, I felt the satisfaction, and I just went on with my day. And you know, I actually never told anyone that. I think I told like my best friend that, but like that's it. And so the fact that I'm making a YouTube video about this, I mean, kind of just goes to show how comfortable I am getting in front of this this camera, aka my phone. All right. I mean, it was quite delightful. You could say it was as good as winning the lottery. It felt nice. I mean, it got the job done. I didn't see a problem. And so I kind of just went on with that method for a while until one day, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade, I was at my friend's house. He lives right down the street from here. I just decided, you know what? He has access to the internet. I want to get on porn. So I got on the explicit website. My friend, he was, I think it was like outside mowing the lawn or something. So I thought that this was the perfect opportunity to just rub one out. And so I did. And like, again, so if I were to rub one out, not on my bed, I would use my hand, of course, but I wouldn't use your traditional up and down method. I would use like this. I would just rub it. Like this is how, like this is an over exaggeration motion. Like I'm scared to do it on YouTube because I don't want to get banned. But I would use like a method like this to rub it. That's how I thought you were supposed to jerk. And then when I saw these videos of people on these websites, they were using the up and down method, and I was like, yo, I tried it, it didn't feel good. I had to force it. Like, it took like multiple weeks of practice to really get that method locked. And then when I've acquired such method, it worked, and poof, I mean, shit, there you go. I like doing that now. I prefer that method now, actually. But yeah, I was at my friend's house, and then out of nowhere, like, because keep in mind, I've never watched a single video of my life. So watching a video, which my first ever girl I've ever seen on websites, which I think a lot of people could agree with me here, was Victoria Cakes. She was literally the first girl I've ever watched on these explicit websites. First ever porn star. Victoria Cakes, shout out to you. Pretty much, I rubbed one out, and I think I was like 15, 16, 14, 15, 16. It was somewhere around there. I know 16 was the first time I was ever able to access the websites on my own. But like 14, 13 was when like I saw like my first video. I got on the website, rubbed one out to Victoria Cakes, and that was when I actually busted for the first time. And I got so scared. It felt really odd after like, you know, doing it before you could do that. I thought like, oh my God, like, what the hell is this? Like, I was so fucking scared. Like, I went home that day, like, nauseous. I thought, like, I had, like, cancer. Like, I had a disease. And then I searched up, like, what is this liquid? And it was just cum. And then when I searched up that this was normal, like, that's kind of just what you produce when you goon. I mean, keep in mind, I was doing it before I could do that, so I was worried that I was producing some sort of white discharge or I had some type of cancer and my life was cooked. But no. It was just good old cum. And yeah, I mean, that day was life-changing. And then after that, I kind of just continued, and here I am. I mean, that's just kind of how it went. I didn't really do it the way people would do it traditionally. Since I had no prior knowledge, I kind of just thought that that's how you would rub one out, is by rubbing it on your bed or rubbing it like this, not this. If you ever did start off like this, don't be afraid, don't be worried. I also did as well. You're not the only one. But yeah, that's kind of really all I wanted to talk about, was my first time gooning and how I did it. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. See you guys in the next one. See ya, fuckers!